What do we know about how this is going to work?
Right, so Google's proposal, as we reported this morning in the EU, is to basically create a new division just in the EU that serves up their shopping ads to basically compete with every other comparative shopping service, right? So Google pulls from a bunch of e-commerce and retailers, and they post them on the top bar of the search results when you search for a product. And now they're effectively saying, okay, we're going to bid in our auction, our ads auction, just like everybody else.
So this means Amazon, for example, could be just as competitive as Google on its shopping results page, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's been the response that Google has said to the EU. Initially, when this case has been years back, is like, listen, Amazon and eBay has much bigger market share in e-commerce than we do. And of course, a big concern that Google has is that Amazon's starting to take a lot more of its search dollars, both searching and then paid advertisers on search as well.
David, does this sound like something that would appease the EU?
Well, what strikes me is that it's kind of like we're entering into a battle of ideas between regulators and companies, and this is sort of the first shot across the bow because of that gigantic fine that Google got. But this kind of thing is going to be happening all over the world, not just for Google, but also for Amazon, Facebook, and particularly those three, but also probably Apple, Microsoft. And the fact is, I think it's very creative. I think it's a creative effort on Google's part. Whether it will appease the commission and the competitors that brought the complaint remains to be seen, but it shows they're really trying hard.
5% of global revenue is no joke. I mean, Mark, do we have any idea how much this new way will cost Google?
No, I mean, we know we have the rough estimates. There's an analyst report that came out that said in the product listing ads, the shopping category is about, in Europe, it's probably 5%. I imagine that's maybe even high. So it's not a huge hit, right? If for say, and they wouldn't lose all of that, but say they lose some of that revenue, it's probably not, maybe not even going to show up in their quarter. But it's something that clearly it's been a growing category for them as more retailers are using it, and a lot of retailers are seeing pretty strong returns. So it is one of their best performing ad products.
So there's that record $2.8 billion fine, which, you made an interesting point, David, that the EU seems to be forcing change via fines, but perhaps it might result in a creative solution.
Well, even though Google stock went up after this fine was announced, the fact is it's something you notice when you get fined $2.8 billion. And so clearly they are going to do their best to avoid things like that in the future. I think, though, in reality, none of these companies really quite know what to do any more than the regulators know what to do about them. And that's where it gets so interesting.